I'm always delighted to be with Saul News. This has been such a leader in the conservative movement and the Republican Party.
Welcome to the Saul's Newsstand News Rewind for January the 10th, 2025. The Daily Caller reports, what polling is he talking about? Brett Hume slams Biden's claim that he could have won re-election. Veteran political analyst Britt Hume on Wednesday slammed President Joe Biden for saying he could have won re-election. Biden did admit to doubts about his ability to serve another term, despite saying he believed he could have defeated President-elect Donald Trump had he remained in the race. Hume, in an appearance on Special Report with Bret Baier, questioned Biden's optimism.
Quote, he clearly isn't looking forward to leaving his final elective office. Could he have won? Biden says it's presumptuous to say that, but I think yes. Adding he based that view on polling he had reviewed. He expressed no such confidence when asked whether he had the vigor to serve another 4 years in office, though. Quote, I don't know, he replied. Who the hell knows? What's your thoughts?
Well, isn't that interesting, Brett? Here's a man who's saying, on the one hand, despite polling, I have no idea what polling he's talking about, that suggests he could have won, actually, in the wake of that debate where he floundered so badly, his poll numbers tanked, and that's why the party rose up, or leaders of it, and talked him out of running again and got him off the ticket. And then he turns around and says he's not clear that he could have finished the term. Well, what kind of a view is that? This seems to me, Brett, to be, to some extent, the ramblings of an old man who's angry and proud, and yet is finally, it seems, to some extent at least, aware that he's not the man he once was.
Biden's disastrous performance at his debate against Trump last June led to increased pressure from party allies to withdraw and to concentrate on what remained of his term. The Daily Signal reports, Nancy Pelosi's stock portfolio explodes in value, beats market by nearly 200%. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi beat the S&P 500 by nearly 200% in 2024, continuing her streak of outperforming the stock index. Pelosi outdid many of the world's oldest and largest hedge funds in 2024, including Citadel and Discovery Capital, which has been around for over 25 years. She also outperformed legendary investor Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, more than doubling its 27.1% 2024 return. The longtime Congresswoman has faced backlash for her investments in the past, with Senator Josh Hawley introducing the Preventing Elected Leaders from Owning Securities and Investments Act, otherwise known as the Pelosi Act, which would have prohibited members of Congress from trading stocks. And finally, The Hill reports, senators introduce measure making daylight saving time year-round standard. Senator Rick Scott reintroduced legislation to make daylight saving time year-round on Tuesday, touting bipartisan support for the measure. The bill would keep time permanently forward, meaning clocks would not be set back at the end of fall, making sunrise and sunset come later in the day during winter months. Scott's move marks the latest chapter in the long-running debate inside and outside of Congress over which permanent time would be better. The golfing industry has historically backed making daylight saving time permanent, while sleep experts say it would be healthier to keep clocks permanently set back for lighter mornings. That concludes your Saul's Newsstand News Rewind for January 10th, 2025. For more political news faster, visit saulsnews.com.